but
That's cool.
we're here for the EU CIS. We don't go that little wacky way, okay? We go our own wacky way, but it usually isn't snap fire mid. I don't think I've seen any of the players in EU practicing that yet.
hmm
But
No,
soon.
I haven't really seen a lot of Snapfire mid. I'm just curious because I haven't seen it. Oh shit, he went some wacky build, huh?
Yeah. They
Some
also had a
friggin' axe
Monkey
and
King
stuff.
safe lane, like which makes it all the more
Oh
wacky.
my, the Battle Fury Monkey.
Yeah. There
Maybe
are
it's
many
back.
questionable. No, no, no. I have it on good. Come on, I have it on good authority. That hero is dead in the safe lane right now. He ain't coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking like he had a pretty decent game, that monkey.
I think that was like, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of all the heroes around him doing a lot of work. Because
hmm
like I said, they went for that Axe Rush and Snapfire, they were spewing heroes in. I doubt we're gonna see an Axe Rush and a Snapfire. Something more realistic in this game though. Maybe we see a Mud Golem's ET core, right? Rushing into that Axe that was since it be so powerful in recent series.
Yeah, we might see an ET core. Definitely possible here. I'm more curious how Mud Golems are gonna deal with this kind of Beast versus Faceless Void matchup that we've seen quite a few times already, and it's never really worked out that well for the Faceless Void team.
No.
So I'm curious if they have something in mind, if they're gonna bring a third hero to the lane, or if they're gonna maybe put the Void in a different lane, or just curious to see what they're gonna do.
Well, one thing they're doing better than I think we've seen other teams that do this is their approach around like how the chrono is going to function. Right? You've got
hmm
these kisses. You've got ET, which is ridiculous with that minus armor and magic resistance, and now you've got like this dominant mid laner in the Viper.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of spells to throw inside the Chronosphere, uh, right? With the ET too, with the ET ult and all the Viper spells and Snapfire, etc. So they definitely have a strong team fight. Mm. And now they also have kind of the Nether Toxin to deal with Spectre later on.
Yeah. So scalability wise, I want to say like Mud Golems is looking pretty spicy, but you can't rule out Team Empire, right? They got the classic Spectre Warlock. I like the pressure that the opener of the Wind Range and Beastmaster is going to apply. Uh, is it me or like what do you want now to round it out for Team Empire? Like they've got the 10th pick, but like if you had this charter of, oh yeah, we've got push, we've got team fight, yeah, like tower taking, like where are they lacking? Do they have good catch? Do you feel like that's okay right now?
I think the catch is decent. They have both Windrunner and Beastmaster, so the catch is not bad. You could get some more, but I feel like this is quite nice. They also have a way, like they have a cool way of starting fights, right? Like Spectre, like they're already gonna have Hawks, um, so they're gonna, they're gonna have the vision already, but they can just haunt and then find whichever target they want. Most likely the Faceless Void, as Mount Golems, they don't really have a save yet. You have maybe the cookie to kind of reposition the Void and try to get them out that way, but if Empire get to initiate fights on the Faceless Void, then it's pretty difficult for Mud Golems to fight. And the thing is, generally, Voids have to show in order to be able to farm, right? So
Hmm.
the Void is in a little bit of a tough spot, I would say. But yeah, maybe just bring in a little bit more team fights for Empire still could be nice. Just something that just makes them a little bit better in those big engagements. Because right now, Mud Golems, they definitely have a lot of team fights. So.
That's true. You want someone that can survive the lane phase as well, right?
hmm
Like, I don't know if
Definitely.
something like a Storm Spirit work for them. Obviously, we've got to see what Mud Golems does first. I think on their side of things, like when you're talking about the save, maybe run the Snapfire as a 4. Okay, or not.
Okay.
So this should be a Netta Void Spirit, I think.
Double voids. Yeah, I mean potentially it could be Neta Void. It could also just be a mid void spirit, right? And they could put like the ET/Viper as their side lane.
Hmm.
There's some chances for something like this as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, we could also just see an offlane void spirit.
It's been a while since I've seen Viper played in the support, but that has been done this year. I think
hmm
Flight to Moon was spamming it for a bit. So maybe
Yeah.
there's some potential for that. I don't know if you'd want to run it against a Beastmaster Wind Ranger lane, though.
No, I mean I'm thinking then they run it the Viper against the Spectre. In that scenario, they just run Viper ET against Spectre Warlock.
Okay. And
I'm just gonna have to
Empire.
see from the last pick here.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
they just ran out of
So it's just
support.
gonna
Looks
be
like
the
it's Wind
mid Wind
Ranger.
Ranger. Yeah.
In before they're like, no, this is a Rubik POS too.
Yeah,
Because,
so it is gonna be just the Viper ET, just a side lane there, 33 playing the Viper, and it's gonna be the mid Wind Ranger against the Void Spirit. I think this is, I mean, so the thing I'm curious about is just how this Snapfire Void, how are they gonna do? How are they gonna fare against Rubik Beastmaster? Because the way we've seen it go in the past, and like at least to my knowledge, I feel like the Beastmaster Rubik should be quite favored in this lane. I think once you get this level 5, 6, 7, whatever, I think then the Void has to leave, and this Void doesn't really have a something to help him farm faster, right? So he is gonna be kind of after this not amazing laning phase, he's gonna be forced into finding some farm, and he's gonna be, like he needs to find a purpose in his game, and that's kind of what I'm curious about.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Like the closer you got to Accelerant and Farm as ET just sticking spirits in himself nearby to minus armor on cruise, but that ain't gonna help much. I think in this game, the more interesting thing is going to be like the impact Fodder can have in the early phases. Because I think if there's one
Mhm.
thing we can say about Snapfire, it's really good at offsetting the aggression targeted at the core, right? Like time and time again. And against the Beastmaster army, you do have the cookie and the scat shot, right? So there is potential to
Mhm.
clear them before they can be a nuisance.
Yeah, definitely. The Scatterblast is quite a strong spell in order to just deal with these like summons and also just harassing some of these. Well, at least harassing the ET. You prefer playing as melees as Snapfire, but also interesting to see how kind of what meta goes for here. What sort of build? I'm guessing there's going to be at least one Atos coming out. I don't know if it's going to be ET or Viper or something, but I feel like they're lacking a little bit in terms of kind of just like reliable stunts, right?
Mm.
They have like the Chronosphere, but that's an ult, and you don't want to rely too much on some Echo Stomps and stuff like this. So wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like an Atos.
Yeah. You do have like decent lockdown from the voice spirit course. It's just you want to amplify the amount of lockdown you have, given the way that never talks and works these days. The longer you can trap someone there, the more likely you're gonna kill them. Especially when you look at how vulnerable Empire's heroes are from that kind of perspective. Like three of their
我是
heroes
一
are
个没
just
有
made
感
of
情
paper.
的刷钱机器。
Yeah, definitely. They're quite. They have some quite squishy heroes, and even the Spectre can, of course, be quite squishy even later on in the game. Okay. Some interesting.
Uh, that
Okay.
awkward moment. We've all been there, right? You walk up, you place your ward, you see the other person, and you just stare at each other for 2 or 3 seconds before making the choice.
Mhm. Yeah, he knew he was gonna have to get rid of it anyway. So
Well, it's either that or he's got like a ward's placed piece of equipment on, and he's just trying to inflate those numbers.
yeah, it actually looks like quite an interesting draft from mudgolems here.
Hmm.
Just curious to see how it kind of plays out.
Yeah, I'm
They have a
especially
lot of.
intrigued with the Viper, right? Because like 33,
Hmm.
usually in teams, he's utilized as kind of playmaker, this kind of hero to play around in
Yeah,
the lineup, right?
yeah. I mean, most likely he's going for some sort of utility type build. We see him already queue up the urn here, and yeah, I mean probably just some sort of utility team fight kind of type of build.
Block wise, about even on the mid lane. This one's, I feel like there's kill potential each way, right? Because Wind Ranger relies a lot on magical damage in the early phases, whereas Void Spirit is about offsetting the physical.
Yeah, I mean definitely the shield is gonna help quite a bit, I think, in this lane, as you're gonna get clicked quite a lot. And yeah, I mean when they reach like when Winner reaches this javelin, then there's some kill potential for her. And the Void Spirit, once he gets 6, potentially if Wind Ranger oversteps, you can maybe kill.
Yeah, tough either way. What we'll probably expect is for them to rotate to the outer lanes. That's where there's a lot of volatility on each side. Of course, in the bot lane, like, we haven't seen too much aggression on Skitter, but it's like we say time and time again when we talk about this lane. It's once Beastmaster hits that level 3, that's when things get really spooky.
Yeah, even once he gets 5, I think like is when it starts also, like when it becomes increasingly just difficult. And when you finally reach this book, then that's generally when the Void has to leave, or you have to rotate in other heroes to help out. They're
But you
doing
can
a
already
good
see
job
the
so
aggression.
far, though.
If they got another bash, maybe, but no RNG favoring the bold here. That's always the awkward part about Snapfire, though, right? Like, not only is it a tanky hero that can sustain a lot of damage, has a great ultimate later on, it also has this displacement spell. And as we know time and time again, when you talk about some of the most OP abilities in Dota, Ones that rank highly are ones that have some sort of mobility to them, right?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of, just in general, having any sort of kind of re-maneuvering spell. We're gonna see a stomp here onto Warlock. He just ported, and I think he might actually be dead here.
The Spirit's gonna be down for a long time. Like, not... Yeah, maybe if he uses a Tango and runs, I think he might just about get away with this. It's gonna be close, though. I say that. Looking less close as he refuses to use a Tango.
The dagger?
Just
Dagger is helping him out.
Oh, he's dead. I mean... He might? Nope, there it is. Okay, so...
That was the longest chase.
But, like, were you with me in that? I was literally the whole time was looking and just thinking, just tango a tree. Just tango a tree. Like, if he tangos it as he comes up the ramp, I think he lives there.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that he has Fatal Bonds skilled level 1.
Yeah, that
He
part
didn't,
we see more
can't
often
really
at the
heal
moment,
himself.
right? Like, we don't see Shadow Word as often because you want to try and apply pressure on the first wave. Speaking of pressure, after they kill the Warlock, they're not done there. They're just pressuring Smiling Knight out now.
Yeah, the Viper can deal quite a lot of damage this early on. And as you don't really have to worry that much about the damage coming from the Spectre Warlock, you don't really need this early points in Corrosive Skin that much.
Meanwhile, mid is looking pretty spicy for Branya so far. 27 to the 13-2 on this Wind Ranger. I'm a little bit surprised how one-sided this becoming. I mean, I know Void Spirit has a good animation, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has... Oh, Branya?
Cheeky. Oh, I mean, maybe you get away with this. I don't know if it's worth it.
Is this the Warlock porting in? The level 1 Warlock? What is Eknar doing this game? I have no idea what he's doing, actually.
They're going to lose the Beastmaster. I'm not really sure what the plan is here. Eknar now just has to very slowly walk back to top where his bullied Spectre, is at least for once not being bullied as creeps around the tower.
I think Eknar, he might not have had his morning coffee or something here. Because, I mean, like, both of these ports now first getting cancelled and first blooded and then just porting mid trying to kill this Void Spirit. He's just leaving his Spectre on an island pretty much. And you can see already, like, you look at the CS from the Viper, he's very happy, and Spectre is struggling a bit. And yeah, we did see actually them bring down the Beastmaster in the bottom lane, so they are doing a really good job at sort of managing this lane here.
I think Eknar's dead. And he's...
I think Eknar right now, if this was a pub game, I think he would just leave. He'd just be like, nah, I'm done with this.
I'm pretty sure your teammates would be obliging you to leave at this stage. They probably choose different words than simply "please leave," though.
They might not be as kind.
No. Smile Knight is just trying to do his Warlock's job, who's dead, and get a room, but he can't even do that. I'm pretty sure this top lane is already over for them because I don't know if you can deal with this ET at level 3 now.
Yeah. So about this mid lane, I actually think I don't know if I've seen this. I don't know if I've played this, but about this lane, I think like the shield from the Void Spirit offsets a lot of the harassment coming from the Wind Ranger, right? And so you rely on the power shot for damage, and it's kind of easy to just dodge it or not tank the full power shot as Void Spirit. And once you get the bottle, you're gonna have a lot of sustain. And I think at that point, it's just the fact that Void Spirit has a better attack animation, and he's a melee hero. And I think that's why the Void Spirit has better CS right now.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, you just Resonant Pulse, you walk in, and you get the denies while being clicked. Speaking of clicks, Smaller Knight's receiving a few of those. But don't worry, Eknar, they haven't forgotten about you. They decide against it with the creep wave dying for once, though. So, Warlock not dying again yet. But 6 is getting very close for Netta.
It's going to be at least a haste rune here for Lightless. He did go...
Immediately makes a play.
Gonna make a rotation towards top here.
I think you kind of have to. And with the state of the top lane, like, if you leave it this way, there's a risk the Viper takes over the game. Maybe they find land, but that's going to be it. If that at all. They'll just have to settle for Ikoria.
I mean, just finding this courier now, this feels like a very big waste, I think.
I mean, at least he has the haste, so he'll get back quicker. But yeah, bot... We kind of foreshadowed it, right? The impact of a Snapfire in the early phases and what is meant to be a very potent lane against the Faceless Void is working out in the opposite direction now.
Yeah, I'm curious how much this is actually the Snapfire or if Empire just missed playing the lane. I haven't really been watching the lane all too carefully because there's been a lot of other things going on, but...
Plus, you don't expect
they're
to have
definitely
to,
doing
right?
a very... No, exactly. I don't really expect them to do this well at all.
Ooh. And let's talk about
There.
that. At the top, they finally managed to get Spectre this time around. They forced the rotation from Seiyu as well, but Milan could just walk this one off. He's already got
Yeah, you could
Tranks
just
and a
forward.
Wand. Good lord. Meanwhile, bot. Sashto's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he just sold his teammate there. I mean, there's the Orb of Venom on the Void, and he has Treads, so he's just gonna run this Beastmaster down.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not wasting
Not
Chrono
much
for
he can
this.
do.
All
And
right,
yeah, I mean,
so
casual 4K advantage at 7 minutes.
because you know this is the part where usually when you see things are going bad, you try and look for the advantage. Step one is so we got a tick list, right? The first tick is look for a lane which Empire's doing well in. Let's skip that tick.
Okay.
Look at the team fight comparison.
Maybe next. Is there another? Do you have another one?
Look at look at the ability to GG and go next game.
I mean, that one. They definitely have that one.
Okay. 1 out of 3 is not bad then. So there's something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of best of
Yeah, I
teams.
mean, right now, definitely not an easy situation to be in for Empire. We're gonna see another rotation here by Lightless up to this top lane, but there's a ward spotting it out, so he's just gonna be...
I mean, they really want 33 here. Everything for the kill. And I don't know if they can even get it. He's going to live Lightless off the mark. Milan almost gets the
And
kill on the
Lightless might be in
Rubik
trouble.
and the turnaround on the Lightless. And oh, 33?
33?
Okay, he's going to die to the dagger. That was greedy. Very greedy. Eknar is now going to experience this again. Smash. Smash.
like,
That's
come
another
on,
salve.
man.
I'm pretty
Come
sure
on,
Smaller
dude.
Knight's dead as well. Okay, no,
No,
they'll back away. They're out
fine.
mana on Branya. I mean, if he comes out too far, he'll die, though. Okay, I thought another one, actually. Okay, number 4 on the list is, does anyone on your opponent's side, are they renowned for feeding? Or buying shadow amulets? I don't.
I don't think so, actually.
This is where
I
you
think
want
I've
Chappie
seen
back out of retirement.
I mean, Skeeter,
Ooh,
I wouldn't
there
really
you
put
go.
him past him. I feel like he could buy a Shadow Amulet, you know, if he gets tilted enough. There's a
Yeah, but-
possibility. However, in this game, it does not really look like he's very tilted, though. I mean, looking at this lane here, the Beastmaster is actually the one who's been forced to leave, and Skeeter is pretty much doubling him in terms of net worth.
So what if you, what instead of sending every hero top to try and kill Netta, who doesn't seem like the kind of guy who gets tilted easily, just send all your heroes bot? Actually, no.
Try to kill the Void?
Yeah, and then get Chrono.
I mean,
and
the issue
kisses.
is that you need to get your level 6 on Beastmaster, and he's not yet level 6, so...
I like the
kind
thought
of
is just making sure there's nothing in the camps as well, so there's no easy area for him to get access here. Don't worry. With this one creep, he'll get it.
There we go. Finally.
All right, we found upsides. Because maybe that's the other tick we should have looked at, is power of level 6s. And Empire do have that. And I want to say that they aren't as reliant as on gold as maybe Mudgolems
There's
can
gonna
be
be another
with
gold
6s.
top. Inspector here.
Spectre's... Oh, good lord. He's
Looks like he might be in trouble.
very trouble. Stomp should be there to save the day, and 33 can walk this off. The Earth Splitter coming through. Wind Ranger needs to be careful himself. The Wind Runner's running out. 33 will finally turn around, realizing he can bring down the Wind Ranger. But with the kisses coming in, yes, they'll lose Netta, and maybe they find Seiyu. He's just out of range. You know,
Yeah,
4
and
for
meanwhile,
1's
in the
not bad.
bottom lane, they did bring down the Beastmaster with the Chrono there from the Faceless Void.
But look at the upside.
yeah, I mean-
He now has a Primal Roar, and Skitter doesn't have a Chrono.
Yeah, you
Oh,
said
they,
it.
they called it.
The ability to call it.
Well,
had it.
My checklist was right in some regard. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodly gosh. I definitely think that's the quickest game we've had here so far. I don't want to just say in the E region, probably in every region of BTS Pro Series. Good
That
of
is,
Empire to come in and set records.
That is one of the quicker games I've seen in a very long time.
I'm pretty sure right now Mudgolem's just having a quick smoke, just because they did not wait around. They definitely blitzed through that one. I mean, almost 11 minutes in. What was the net worth lead up to? Oh, just 7,500.
Yeah, I mean, they had nothing go their way whatsoever. They lost all 3 lanes quite handedly. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. I don't really know what Warlock was doing this game. I think his kind of moves overall, he was just outside the lane. You know, like what is he doing?
What's he doing in the lane?
I don't know. Yeah, like why is I mean, as a Warlock, pretty much the only one thing you can do is just sit in the lane, right click the opponent and heal your ally, or use it to harass the enemy. And he was kind of just he was walking like the where I saw him port was kind of where the bounty rune is, right? Like the high ground bounty rune for the Radiant, and just fighting an ET there, then porting mid to try to kill. I mean, it was just he was all over the place. And also this bottom lane, I'm not sure if they just misplayed it or if Snapfire is just that strong. But yeah, I mean they got the
I don't
I
think
mean
bodied really covers it, right? Like,
no, it does not. I'm looking for a word here that's not so, like so harsh, but
like whale
I feel
slammed?
like yeah, they pretty much got choke slammed or something,
Choke
like
slam.
yeah,
Jesus. I mean, I think we'll
that
leave
was
it there because there's not really much to analyze there.
no, there's not.
With like, I think most of the analysis that we come up with, we'd have to like bring in from VoIPs in pub games to really display the emotions that I imagine were brewing around the team there. Because that was a headless chicken. Actually, that was a headless chicken that then had its legs hacked off and couldn't move, couldn't see, could barely flap, and it couldn't cluck. And I think that was Team Empire. I
Pretty
think that
much,
sums them
yeah.
up.
That pretty much does sum it up. Yeah.
You know what they actually got? They got Mud Golem mega stunned. Okay, so you know how Mud
Oh,
Golems all come down from an ancient Mud Golem god, right? Because
they
that's
do.
how they work. Well, they all split
Right,
because Mud
of
Golems
course.
split,
No,
right? So
yeah, right. Yeah, that's how it works.
so like the
Yes.
real lore wasn't that ET smashed the world, created the world, whatever. It's actually like a
Hmm.
giant Mud Golem smashed a
Oh yeah.
meteor, dunked it into the earth. That's how the dinosaurs got killed off, by the way. And that's what
Right.
happened there. Okay, he came back for like a brief moment, done that to Team Empire's face, and now Team Empire has to be reborn into the new ecosystem as a new organism capable of being better. Because otherwise, this is going to be a very quick start to the day, and we may be on our way to like a under 30 minutes game time for best of two, which is going close to some record, at least for this year. All right, guys, short break. Back to the drawing board for Team Empire. Hopefully, they give us more of a game. I mean, they could always try and beat the 11-minute GG record, but hopefully, they aim for a more impressive record than that.